All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see ya. Welcome to the channel. Glad you're here. It is Sunday night, July the 14th. Bastille Day, isn't it? And Bastille Day en France. En français. If you're from France, let me know. We'll say shout out to you on Bastille Day, I think. Let me know. I can't remember. I learned it when I was a kid. Well, when I was in high school, learning French when I was a kid. What's up, Arsalan? Good to see you. Hugo, Calories. What's up, Steve? How you doing, buddy? Evo. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hey, Mr. Fairhill. Always good, as always, to see you as well. Good evening, Ricky Spanish. Long time no see. I haven't had a chance to hang out with you much lately in the Discord, but good to see you, buddy. How's your business going out there in Atlanta? You doing all right? It took me a minute. Hey, Paul O'Hagan. No, there's absolutely no chance Ruby's joining us tonight. This is actually my last live stream here in this house. So let me get my video capture on. Activate. Boom. There I am. Guys, if I look like crap, it's because I've been moving all day. I got no couch in the background. I got a box back here. Guys, we are moving out of this place. This place has always been meant to be a temporary holding place for the Pierces, and we didn't want to buy a house in this market, so when we moved here to Michigan, we bought a temporary residence, and then now we've sold it. We close on it tomorrow, and we're on our way to the next page in our life here in Michigan, but not the next chapter, just the next page. So. All right. Well, guys, don't forget, as we dive in tonight, I'm not here to give you any kind of financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I am just a trader, and I love Elliot Wave, and I love looking at wave structure because I believe wave structure tells us a lot about where price will be going potentially, at least if you read the wave structure properly. I believe that with all my heart. The wave structure tells the story. It's not every part of the story, and you can be wrong in your interpretation of wave structure, but it's at least a part of our analysis, and I enjoy to do that on my channel here. That's what we do here. So with that said, I'm an Elliott Wave guy. I like Elliott Wave theory, study it and apply it to the markets. So let's apply Elliott Wave tonight to the markets and see what's going on. So let's see here. All right, there's 21 of you here. Hit the like button, and let me get my Gatorade going, and we'll get started. But yeah, Ruby just left, guys. In fact, I'm here in an echoey house. It's my last live stream. I left my computer hooked up and rocking tonight, so we're all ready for the live stream. So, all right. Well, with that said, guys, let's jump into the analysis. Hello to everybody popping in. Good to see you guys. Let's jump into the analysis. Okay. On the bullish side of things, guys, we have just broken structure, okay? That's a big deal, to be honest with you. That's kind of a big deal. We have broken out. We have, let's see, the last 4-hour candle, we had a close above on this supply line here, as it were, this trend line. We've broken out of that structure. So that's something to note. However, it doesn't mean that we're definitely going up, because we often get breakouts out of structure, out of trend lines, and then price ends up tanking, coming back in, and then reversing. And I think there's a high probability here that we have not seen a wave 4 yet. Excuse me, a wave 5 yet out of this wave that we're looking at. That we're actually getting ready to have maybe, this is a potential idea, and I'm going to tell you what to look for, okay? So we're going to talk about both bullish and bearish scenarios, okay? We're going to do both, okay? And my title tonight is watch out for this, there could be a sneaky Bitcoin dump coming. I'm going to show you what that is. It's not hype, and that's not clickbait. Well, I mean, it's a little clickbait. You got to make good titles to get people to watch your stuff. So I wanted an interesting title, but it's nothing more than asking the question, is what the wave that we're in, is it a corrective wave? Is it a wave 4? Okay? And are we to anticipate a wave 5 coming, another wave, another hit to the low? Or has the wave finished and now this is actually a leading wave for another move to the upside, and that we're just in the process of going up? Okay, so that's the options here, guys. And I know it's up or down. It's always up or down. It's always that. But so what we want to do is, because those two ideas on the table, what we want to do is look at all the clues that we can possibly see and ask ourselves the question, are there any clues on the chart that are cueing us into where Bitcoin, which way Bitcoin may go? We have broken up, okay, so that's bullish, and we need to pay attention to that break to the upside. And right now, it has not broken its upward momentum, its upward trend. It is still trending up as we speak. That doesn't mean it can't break that momentum in the next little bit and start coming down. It just means that right now, momentum is to the upside. But let's talk about the wave structure that we would expect to see if price is going to come back down. How does that wave structure look, and when can that be confirmed, or at least more highly probable that we are indeed coming down for one more wave? Let's first, before we do look at that evidence, let's first look at the options as far as the Elliott wave count is concerned. How do we interpret this wave right here? What is the correct way to interpret what we've got? Now, one might argue, and it's a fine argument, okay, that this is an A, a B, and a C wave, and it is complete. One might argue that. If you're going to argue that, how in the world would you argue that point? How would you argue? Well, you'd say that's A, that's B, that's C. What would be the count? I think the count would be a 5-3-5 or a 3-3-5, okay? Either way, with whether it's a 5-3-5 zigzag or a 3-3-5 flat, either way, you have 5 waves expected in the C wave. So that leads the question for both of those counts. Do you have 5 waves in the C wave? Okay, so let's look and see if we have 5 waves. Okay, we've got 1, 2. Now, as I count this wave here, I look at this and say, no, we don't have 5 waves. This is wave 3. This right here, all the way down to here, is a wave 3. It is not a completed impulse wave. So that this wave right here is potentially a wave 4. And I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. And then I'm expecting another wave down, another wave to take us to the downside as a 5th wave. Okay, if this is an A, B, and a C wave. All right. Now, why is it that I am not including this? Why am I not putting 3 right here, and then putting 4 here? And 5 here, and saying, yeah, there's 5 waves for you right there. Well, that's certainly a possible and a plausible wave count. You could do it, but I gravitate away from that count because this wave, for me, looks to be out of proportion with the wave 2. It's a little small. In other words, this wave is not proportional to this wave, and proportionality is one of the ways I look at the market, and I say, hey, if I'm looking for a wave, if I'm looking for a wave 4 to match this wave 2, I want to see a wave that is proportional in time or size. And to match the type of wave that I'm in. And to me, this is just a little bit small. This wave right here is much more proportional to this wave right here, and a potential wave 2 of this third wave as I'm arguing. So I'm saying that this 4, I think it's a 4, but I think it's a 4 of the larger wave 3, that it looks, this fourth wave looks more proportional to the sub waves of this wave. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of say, I think there's a good chance we're not finished, that this is actually a wave 4. Now, the higher this goes, guys, the more in doubt I would be of that wave. And number 2, the longer that this price stays above this trend line, okay, and doesn't come back down to break this trend line right here. Let me see if I can draw it better. There it is. So if we don't break back down from this, the longer this stays up here, the less likely I'm going to say, hey guys, this is less likely that this is a wave 4, the longer the time spent up here, okay? So I would expect a reversal any time now, very soon. If qualified statement here, if I'm correct in interpreting this wave as a wave 4, A, B, C, okay? So if I'm correct in saying, hey, this is a wave 4 of the larger move down, then this thing needs to reverse very soon. If not, have already topped out at this moment, and now we need to see a bit of a reversal here on the daily open. Maybe we revisit the high as we just did, and now we wick and we start our way down. So that's what I'm saying here, okay? Excuse me, guys, my eyes are burning. Guys, I'm very tired, very exhausted. I had a really, really busy couple of days, so I'm going to keep this live a little shorter. And please forgive me, I'm probably not going to take a lot of requests tonight, if any. If you're part of the Discord, however, and you would like to see a particular request, please let me know in the Discord what chart you need to see. And tomorrow morning's video, or even tonight later on, I can, when I'm done here, I can send you that. Okay, so I'll make sure you get the analysis you need. But I'm going to leave the requests exclusively to my Discord members, okay? And I'll come back next week, hopefully invigorated and rested and ready to serve you guys on Sunday night for a much more in-depth live stream. But I do want to cover the wave structure here and offer the reasoning, at least, why I think this is not finished. Now, just because Jim thinks it's not finished, that we need another hit to the low, let me just say to you that doesn't mean I'm right and it needs another hit to the low. Just because I think it, and just because my rationale might at the time seem plausible to you, it does not mean that I am correct and that this is required to come back down. Okay, looking on the 8-hour, just want to let's see. Actually, let's look on the daily. Looking on the daily chart, we actually don't have a lot of hidden bearish divergence, which I usually like to see on a wave 4. When I say, hey, we're on a wave 4, I like to see the hidden bear on there, and I really don't have a lot of hidden bear on this wave. It's there, but not on the daily. Let's look on the 12-hour. The 12-hour now is showing a hidden bearish divergence very strongly. So, the 12-hour is actually showing the divergence here, which is we expect to see on a wave 4. So you get the top of this wave here corresponding with the top of this RSI here, okay? And then we have a trend, we have a lower high so far at the moment in price. So now we look at the peak of the RSI and compare the RSI peak with the corresponding current level of price and that peak, and you'll notice that this has come all the way up and reset. Okay, meaning that there's a likelihood here. There's a likelihood that this is hidden bear, and we could see this roll over and come down. On the daily chart here, the RSI is beginning to, how do I say it, fake break. Well, it could be a fake break, but we are breaking to the upside here. Let's see. We are breaking to the upside here in the RSI. Well, no, we haven't broken yet. We are trending right here on this trend line. So this is looking like it could break, but really I'm expecting, to be honest with you, the RSI to come back down. Okay, on this chart, on the daily, I'm expecting this trend line to hold, and I'd like to see this come back down. That means price is more than likely going to make a lower low and a pretty deep one, a liquidity grab down here, and we're probably going to come back down and hit 48K. That's kind of what I'm expecting, but again, my interpretation of this wave may be incorrect. Okay, but I look at this and I'm like, this is a perfect wave 4. The only problem with that is that we usually like to see alternation on the wave between wave 4 and wave 5. We usually like to see alternation. Now, this looks very simple, like a simple zigzag, and this is actually looking like a zigzag. It looks like an A, B, and an ending diag C. That's an argument against this being a wave 4. That's an argument against it. Usually, if you get a deep wave 2, you get a shallow wave 4. So that's an argument against this being a wave 4. So we have to take that into consideration and say, hey, listen, we're not seeing the alternation that we expect to see between a wave 2 and a wave 4. We're not seeing what we like to see there. So what gives? Now, here's an alternate. Let's go back. Hold on one second. Somebody's at my door. I'm not sure why. Just give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I had my neighbor came by and she wanted to say bye. She was concerned she had missed us. So anyway, can you still hear me? Everybody still here? Let me know. Chime in. Chime in. All right. What are you guys saying in the chat? Oh, Chemo, did you just get here? Yeah, it was empty because I had to stop by and my neighbor just stopped by. So can you still hear me? Everybody, audio, video, good? Let me know. Okay, we're back and we're going to keep rocking. Okay, so where was I? I was basically making the point, let me just check volume and everything on my end. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Let me turn my camera. There we go. You can see the box in the background. Okay. Audio and video is good. Thanks, Chemo. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. All right. So just weighing back and forth. Is this a wave 4 or not? That's what we're asking this question right now. Is this a wave 4? Now, when we talk Elliot wave, we're talking waves of degrees, right? So one of the purported counts here is that this is a 1, 2. Okay, that this is wave 3, this is wave 4, and then we're going to come down for a wave 5. One thing to me is that we really didn't come down and hit any kind of how do I say it? We didn't really hit any kind of support. In other words, this wave is kind of floating in midair. We really didn't hit an area of support. We hit just above. I mean, where we hit isn't just, I guess what I'm saying, it's not very strong price support. So it's got me, that's got me kind of confirmed, feeling fairly confirmed about this. But it doesn't mean the price can't go up. It just means that, hey, that seems a bit fishy to me. Okay. Again, asking the question, is this a wave 4? You want to see hidden divergence, okay? And I did show you that divergence, that hidden divergence. You actually can see that hidden divergence at the moment between this wave and that wave. That's fairly strong hidden bear divergence, but I like hidden divergence, plus I like it to be priced to be overbought or oversold. And right now, you've got that same divergence here on the 12-hour, and you have divergence between this wave and that wave on the 12-hour. And that the divergence on the 12-hour is much better than the divergence on the you see on the daily chart. So it's there. And the 8-hour, that divergence will be more developed even on the 8-hour. Okay. The 4-hour, however, you have it. See this wave here and that wave there? You have it. It's just not as strong from this wave, but it can still, that's very good. That's not bad. So anyway, the hidden divergence that we see is there. And so I think that's a clue saying, hey, there's a strong possibility this is indeed a wave 4, that divergence. So you expect to see that. You want to see alternation between wave 2 and wave 4, but you really don't see that here. So that's an argument against it. But nevertheless, you don't have to always see alternation, but generally speaking, you like to see it. So we don't see it. So that leads to a statement, well, hey, maybe this isn't a 5-wave move. Maybe it's 3 waves. And so you could argue here that you have an A, a B, and this is C. And that C wave has 5 waves. And so instead of a wave 3, you actually have a wave C. And so you could call this potentially a W, X, and a Y. I just don't like calling WXYs when the X wave or the proposed X wave comes back 90% of the A wave, the proposed W wave. Okay, and this wave did indeed come back 90%. When I see that 90%, I gravitate to a flat as my wave choice, as my interpretational choice. So in that case, I have a 3 wave, and now I'm looking for 5 waves. Okay, and so that's an argument that says, hey, yeah, this is a 4, we need a 5. Okay. Another thing to consider as we say, okay, is this a wave 4? Is this coming down or not? I believe it is. At this moment, that's my thinking. I think it's coming down. We have hit the 1-to-1. Bitcoin doesn't generally, I'll tell you, you usually get a bounce at the 1-to-1, but Bitcoin doesn't like to stop at the 1-to-1. So I would say an argument from Bitcoin's history, normally the Bitcoin C waves do not, they don't go and stop at the 1-to-1. That's usually just a bouncing point. You get a bounce and then you get an overtaking of it, and you generally get down to the 1618 as a C wave. That's much more common in a Bitcoin 3-wave move. You get a 1618 extension C wave of A. So I think that's an important thing to note, that normally speaking, the C wave goes to the 1618. So that 43K, this 43K target is a much better target, okay, for price to come down to. Why? Because you have real price support down here. You actually have legitimate, real price support down at that level. You'll notice you have it immediately to your left. If you look left, you have immediate price support right in the near wave. So this near wave is showing immediate price support. And if you look even further left, you have some really strong history of price chopping around in here and supporting price. And you have a history of price here at this level and a history of price here and here. So this 44K, 43K range has held price and been stopping points for Bitcoin and support historically over the last 3 years. Okay. I don't know why I just got something on my screen. It's weird. It was a notification. I don't know why that came up. So I like that level better. I don't like the current price support at 54K, 53K. It's just not. It's not, in my book, real legitimate price support. But price doesn't have to come down here at 43K. This could indeed, hold price, and price could go make a higher high. But I don't think it's ready personally. I just don't think this is the bouncing point for Bitcoin, though it could be. It totally could be. So just because I don't think it, I always want to say that, because I'm not here to be right necessarily. I'm here to share my thinking with you guys and how I process wave structure. And then when I'm not just showing you all the options here. I'm not just saying it could be up, it could be down. Anybody's guess, great TA. I'm not doing that. What I am doing is acknowledging that price could indeed go up and price could indeed go down. And I'm looking at the wave structure I would expect to see if price goes up. or the wave structure I would expect to see if price goes down. And as I look at that wave structure, and then I look at historicity of Bitcoin and the way it moves. Excuse me. When I look at the past movements of Bitcoin, when I look at correlation of other waves and other cryptocurrencies, I try to make a decision. I try to say, hey, it could go up, it could go down. My gut feeling is it's going to go up or it's going to go down, and I'll try to let you know that. But I want to make it sure. I want to make sure it's clear to those of you watching and those that might be watching the recording of this, that I'm not here to make a case that it's definitely going down and I'm right and everybody's wrong. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to present to you the options. I'm here to work through the chart with you and to think it through with you and out loud and tell you how I think and why I think it. And you can take that for what it's worth, and you can say, hey, that's really helpful, or no, that's trash, forget this guy. The problem is you just need to realize historically I'm right a lot of times. Even if price plays around a particular level, makes you think I'm wrong for a little bit. I've been proven right many times. But that doesn't mean I'll be right every time, and it doesn't mean I'm going to be right this time. But it does mean my track record says you should at least consider what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it, and at least take it into an account in your own analysis. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be right every time, and I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm right this time. And I want to give that disclaimer to you, but I also want to give that encouragement to you. I'm not shilling a count here. I'm not trying to make a case either way. If I made a decision, hey, I think this is a wave 4, I'm just going to tell you how I came to that conclusion, whether I'm right or not. And I personally am prepared to be wrong as well. Okay? All right, man, I'm getting really tired. My eyes are getting droopy even just sitting here talking to you. So I got to make it. I'm going to go a little faster here and call it a night pretty soon, man. Because guys, I'm sitting here. I'm about to fall out. I put in a. I had to finish. I had a job that I was doing for this family that I had a deadline for Friday night to finish. And I worked Friday from 6 a.m. until 1 a.m. on Saturday. The house was not occupied. They're selling it. So, nobody was home, obviously. But still, I worked my tail off for about 20 hours almost to try to get that done. And then on the cusp of that, we did a yard sale yesterday to try to get rid of some of our junk so we don't have to move it. And I went to church. I preached this morning with my church and our body, and then I came home and we rented a U-Haul truck and we loaded it, and we've been taking everything to storage, and I've been moving today. Guys, I'm exhausted. I can't even believe I'm doing a live stream with you. I can't believe I didn't cancel it, but hey, that's how much I think of you guys. I was just trying to get the information out to you. So okay, doesn't look like it's a huge chat night, so that's good, and small numbers. So anyway, all right, guys, is this a wave 4? Is it not? So here's what you're going to want to see here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, starting to get a bit of a. We got a couple of volume spikes here on the 15-minute. We had one here. And here, let's see what the 1 hour volume is looking like. Okay, we have a volume spike and we're wicking on this candle, so that's a good sign on this hourly candle if that wicks and holds. What you're going to want to see here is what you're going to want to draw is your progressive trend line, okay, your trend lines. So what I like to do is I'd like to draw progressive trend lines. So right now, the first trend line I'm going to watch is this one right here. I want to see if price is going to break through this line. If it does, that's my first sign of bearishness. That's the first sign, okay? Then what you want to do is draw the progression, okay, of lines. So the next trend line I want to watch is, yes, does this break down and come to here? Do we find support and continue up? Does this trend line provide support, or does this trend line get broken? If this trend line gets broken, then this wave is finished, and we're now into another deeper wave. Excuse me, to the downside. We're in a deeper wave. So that's the next one I would want to watch as price breaks. And each subsequent line that gets broken, I get more and more bearish. But just because it breaks this one right here doesn't mean we're still totally bearish. The next one you want to pay attention to is indeed right here. Okay, this trend line right there. And so if price then, okay, comes down as I expect it to and breaks that, and we may find support on this next trend line. It may pull back in 3 waves at that point, and then it rolls over. It breaks that one. So now you have a 3-wave move here. I'm not completely bearish, but I'm saying, hey, is that 3-wave move finished? Am I to expect another move to the upside? Does this larger trend line provide support for price, or does it break also? If it breaks and comes down here, then I'm looking at this wave and saying, okay, this wave finished, okay, and now we've broken it. The question is this 3 waves? Okay, and are we then going up? Or is this the beginning of an impulse wave coming down? Which is really what I'm expecting to see, that impulse wave coming down. But it may not happen. Okay, so this may not be a wave 4. So if it doesn't break those lines, if we continue breaking to the upside, then obviously we're not as bearish. Okay. Now to the upside, you're going to want to pay attention to the trend lines that get broken as well. We've already broken out of one. Okay, so now we're really teetering on a break of this one. We broke it. Okay, we broke it, but the question is, are we rejecting and coming back in now? Or is this break going to get respected? Is this break going to hold? Okay. And that's what you're going to want to pay attention to that. If that break it gets respected and holds, then we're going to get a bit more bullish. At least in this near term. Okay. All right. How are we doing with this, guys? Everybody doing okay? Seth, would you say just a thought on how this MMS could crack? What's MMS? Oh, how the MMS. Okay, sorry. I read it wrong. The market makers. Yeah. Sorry, my brain's not firing on all cylinders right now, so... I read it. I said I read it as this MMS. I was like, that doesn't make sense. The market makers. Just taking the family circus route. Yep. I would personally, from a wave structure standpoint, see and gravitate to a bearish count here that comes down and takes out this level. Okay, and I'd like to see it come on down to 43K and then bounce there, really, because that's real support. That makes more sense to me than where we've bounced. Okay, so that's my take on it, guys. To be quick about it, I've been slow, but let me be quick about it. So that's what I'm watching for, guys. We have broken to the upside here, so pay attention to that. We broken this particular trend, so I'm going to watch and see here. We've broken up and out of here. Okay, I only have. If we come back into it, then we're going to move our trend line to here, and then we're going to watch and see if that gets respected. Okay. So anyway, just pay attention to those trend lines, because that's going to be your confirmation or validation of directionality. Okay. This particular wave, is this corrective? Is this 3 waves or is it 5 waves? Okay. I don't know the answer to that, but here's a potential count for you. I'm going to clear my chart here because it's bothering me. There we go. So looking at this particular wave, it could be an ABC, A, B, and C here, with a ending diag potentially. That could be what we're seeing here. So the C wave could be an ending diag, A, B, C, D, and this is E. Not A, B, C, D, E. I don't know why I said that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Okay, this is wave 5. I don't know why I said A, B, C, D, E, guys. That's for triangles. Again, I'm not firing on all cylinders right now. Okay, so that's a way to count that. I'm not hugely fond of this wave structure, but it could work that way. You got the 4 and the 1 overlapping. It's got that shape to it. It's got the diagonal shape, kind of, sort of, right? There you go. It's more of a parallel channel, but still. How else could we interpret that wave as a corrective wave if it is corrective? What about? Let me think here. 3. I don't like that. I was trying to find another way to interpret this, but no, I'm not seeing it right now. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is, personally, I've got a short position going right now. I have some volume spikes that I like, that I see on the 1 hour chart down here. I have these volume spikes, so that looks decent there for potential correction or even a reversal. It's not as big as I'd like to see it, but certainly it's there. We might get a retest of this high and a big volume spike later. So if we get a big volume spike there and price doesn't go much higher or go up here, then I'm going to like that even better. So I would love to see this come on down. Okay, but I would like to see a 3-wave move and then a continuation. So we want a lower high. A higher. Excuse me. We want a lower. We eventually need to break that low and then break that low, and start breaking levels. But for now, watch those trend lines, okay? All right. So what if it's bullish? What's the count? What are we thinking here if it's bullish? If we're like, if Jim, your bearishness is out of place, you need to be bullish. What are we thinking this wave is? Okay. Well, I suppose you have to say, hey. Excuse me. You have to say this is a 1, a 2. This is 3, I suppose. 4, and now we need a wave 5. It would make sense to me that this wave 5 could be extended. Now my eyes are burning. I'm tired, guys. I'm going to have to call it quits here shortly. This could be extended because wave 3 isn't extended. The problem I'm having is that I hate the wave count, the sub-wave count of wave 3. I hate it. And secondly, this is so big. This wave is so big, it looks instead of 3 waves, it looks much more like a larger downward wave is coming. that something like that, it could be coming. Now that's big. That's a big. Let me redraw that. There's 3. Okay, but that being said, if this is big, I mean, this could be just a big wave forward. It's okay. So we're expecting this to go up and get extended. That would be one count. What's another way to interpret this wave? Well, what if this is an ABC right here? This is A, this is B, and we're getting C, a C here. And this is a wave 4 of that C. I'm not a big fan of that count personally, because I don't see a clear wave 1. It's down here. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. So the wave structure here doesn't look right for that. It doesn't make sense really. But I don't get the sense this might not be finished. But you can see here we do have hidden bullish divergence. On the daily, we've got some major, massive hidden bull on the chart. So what we're going to want to see is a break of those levels and a holding of that. Okay, we've already broken one to the upside. Are we going to continue breaking, or is this going to roll over and come down for one more wave? I don't have the answer to that, guys. I don't. But my gut is telling my thinking is we're going to go hit the low again. I think 43K is a real possibility here. Now, is it definite for sure? No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to go there. Guys, listen. I am so sorry to cut this short tonight, but you're looking at an exhausted guy. I'm not firing all cylinders. My brain's not functioning as well as I want it to be. I'm starting to ramble and mumble. My eyes are burning, guys. I need rest. So with that said, if I can this week, I might try another midweek Wednesday night check-in with you guys and do a live stream on YouTube. But it was really good to see you, Seth, pop in. It was good to see you, man. Also, Kimosabi, I always appreciate you being here. Check out Kimosabi's YouTube channel. Just click on his name and go subscribe to Kimo. Anyway, I'm just reading the chat here, trying to catch up. All right, guys. Well, let's see if we get a pump. Let's draw those trend lines and see if we get a break to the downside, or if it respects those lines. But guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm sorry to cut it short. We'd love to see you guys in the Discord as always. Yeah, there's always a warm invite for you to be there. I've been a bit busy lately, and so I've just been doing update videos through the day. But if you'd like to be part of the Discord, I'd love to have you if you're not there. But anyway, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you later. Hopefully Wednesday I'll have some rest, and we'll be able to come back and check in with you on Wednesday night. Okay. All right. With that said, we'll see you later, guys. Good night.